Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It's about, I don't know, what time is it? 7 o'clock-ish? And the snow is not here. I thought there would be a lot of snow when I woke up. The weather forecast implied there would be much snow. Just giving these boys a very quick pee stop. I'm in my PJs and Crocs. There's a lake over there with lots of geese. No, it's more like 7:15. It's a stupid o'clock. The dogs were very good, I have to say. It did take me a little while to get comfy in the end. I just gave up feeling cold and left the heater on. I tried to sleep without the diesel heater going all night and got to about 2 o'clock and I'd woken up again and thought, no. Link was under a fluffy blanket for a lot of it. Timmy was under the duvet with me, and then they both ended up in the duvet with me. It was very sweet. So my little hot water bottles. It's really lovely. I really hope to wake up to some good snow though. That did not happen. We're in like a woodland area. You hear the geese down there. This is lovely. Just so nice opening the door and just walking out into the woodland. Not that we're right on the edge of the woodland at the moment, but that's so nice. Breakfast before we go in. We have a situation, Houston. That does not look travelable. Amble has a flatty. And I do have an electric pump if they need it. It's battery operated. So we could pump it up and get them to, looks like a puncture. Unless they've got a spare. I do not have a spare on mine. So I would have to pump mine up and then go find somewhere to have it repaired. So maybe that's levelled them out because we're on a bit of a wonk. What do you think, boys? Snow's come now. I was hoping to walk in nice crisp snow. Oh shush. Come for a wee, come on. It is snowing, sort of. It's very wet. It's very wet snow, but it is snowing. We've got Lee and Tracy, we've got me, and we've got Darren and Keith. Pups. Come on. I happened to mention yesterday that this tyre looked a bit weird, a bit wobbly, and now we know why. What's happened to that?
You might run on it.
Run on it? What do you mean?
Driven on it.
Oh, what, when we pulled up here maybe?
Well,
Would you have noticed, do you think, if it was flat?
not necessarily.
That's pretty bad, isn't it? We're now using my little pump gun thing that my sister Jackie bought me one year. It's most useful. And moments like this can take a little bit of time, but they haven't got an awful lot they need to put in. It's just to bring it up a little bit. Keith's just got himself all dry and clean and what have you, and I think we're about to head off. Either that was just testing the movement of the van, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we're heading off now for breakfast. Breakfast has arrived.
How does it connect up to the...
Just checking out everyone's meal.
So, teach it on and off, and then so right, okay, I want it to hold this temperature, I want it to be...
Screen you've got.
Yeah.
Some let the light in to change it, some don't.
Well, it makes all the lights flicker on my video. Tut tut. Is that a games one as well? It's got dice in the window and books. Maybe it's a gaming cafe too. I wonder how good that Goonies board game is. Oh, it's a clock. Oh, that poor thing. That's horrible on so many levels. They're nice. The waters. That's what makes it famous. You can see the thermal mineral water rising from the ground into this pool, and the water has been drawing people to Buxton for thousands of years, well before this was built. The site was already considered a sacred site before the Romans arrived, and that was in 70 AD, and then the Celtic Britons before them believed that the waters had special healing powers. They'd already built settlements and baths around them. Then in medieval times, the waters were associated with St Anne. You can see the well there dedicated to St Anne, and people would come on pilgrimages to take the healing waters in her name. During the Reformation, Thomas Cromwell closed the shrine. That was in 1538, but it didn't take long and people soon returned to the site. Even Mary, Queen of Scots, visited several times looking for a cure for her rheumatism. And then in the 1770s, William Cavendish, which is this gentleman here you can see, he began to build a spa that he hoped would rival the one that is at Bath. It's very popular at Bath. The Crescent in Buxton is really similar to that in Bath, and it was completed back in 1789. As well as the well, people could take the waters in the natural mineral water baths. But the popularity of taking water was soon causing huge congestion and crowding. So to ease this, William Cavendish commissioned the pump house. And that opened in June of 1894. In 1912, the marble basin was installed, which is this one here. And that is the one that is still here now. This came on the back of a new water source being discovered, so that the water could flow into the building just through gravity rather than needing a pump. And then the pump room was renamed St Anne's Well. And then the well women, we haven't discussed the well women. They were the guardians of the water from about 1775, and they maintained and cleaned all of the wells and served the people their water. But the water was provided for free, so the women relied basically on the tips from the visitors just so they could make a living. And then the last well woman left in the 1950s. And the last two well women were twin sisters, and they were there for a very long time. And then the years passed by, and by the 90s, it was in a state of disrepair. So they decided they were going to rebuild it, and, well, not rebuild it, but refurbish it and restore it. And in 2019, the building was officially restored and reopened. What I'm loving about Buxton is all these little tiny features that are still very, very Victorian. Like that bit there. The shelters around the buildings, the little arcades. I've come across Lee's favourite biscuits that he's allowed to have, so I'm going to grab him a bunch of them and bring them home for him. Got to make sure I get the sugar-free, not the no added ones. And they've got all gluten-free crackers, gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, and a whole bunch down here of goodies. These orange ones looks nice, so I'm going to get some of those. We're now back from Buxton. Well, I say back, you know, that would imply we were going back to where we came from, but we did not come back from where we came from. We've gone somewhere completely different. We'll let the dogs have a run around before, well, my plan is to make a cup of tea, eat some chocolate, and have a little snooze maybe. What is your plan?
A cup of tea sounds a good plan.
Are you having a snooze? No. Some very black clouds rolling in. Who do we think lives in this hole? What do you think? It's quite big. Bigger than a rabbit. Maybe a badger. Or a fox. You could go live in there. Look, Timmy, do you want to go live in there? Oh, the sleet started. That's pretty. Come in from our walk. I've got some beef that I got from the deli. I've got my lovely Abbott's Gold cheddar, my Rockstar cheddar, and these are my gluten-free what are they, Nairn I think is the brand, oat cakes with black pepper in them. And I've got some grapes to have with that, and I've made myself a cup of tea. I've also enjoyed some of my smoothie. The boys are, they were fast asleep until I started talking to the camera. Right, you need to go lay down because I'm going to have my food now. But they've got their, what they're called, words are failing me, their robes on. Their robes, they've got their robes on. Look at the state. I think do you know, there's no point even trying to straighten my hair because I'm going to wash it when I get home. But yeah, I'm a bit windswept. The weather has improved dramatically. I don't know if you can see out there. There's blue sky and everything, and all the snow's going. It's really nice. It is a bit muddy and swampy though. Get your nose off my chocolate. I've got chocolate on the hob, which sounds a bit ridiculous. It's next to the hot hob because everything's so cold, my chocolate's gone quite hard, and I don't like my chocolate refrigerated. I like it to be creamy and melty, so I've put it near the hob to warm up a bit. This is creative filming going on right here. There's Timmy. I think is over there, chewing on these bones that I bought them. They're sort of nyla bone type things, so it's not going to be all disgusting in my bed. Well, no more disgusting in my bed than it has been for the whole trip, really. Dogs and beds and small camper vans create mess. And someone's got wind. Anyway, it's about 10 o'clock and I'm done in. So I've come back to Spog. Just been over with Daryl and Keith for a couple of hours, having a cup of tea and a chat and hanging out. Lee and Tracy are parked over the hill on the other side because they prefer the flatter bit, but it's a bit close to the road for the dogs. Yeah, so I'm just sort of hanging out here now for a bit before going to sleep. I've got my hot water bottle sorted, I've done my teeth, done my ablutions, just going to drink my tea and settle down for the night. And I'm going to leave the diesel heater on because I didn't have the diesel heater on for most of last night and I felt it and kept waking up. So I would rather just leave the diesel heater on, I think, to run through the night. We'll just see how it goes. You boys seem to have enjoyed your trip away, don't you? Yep, that's my... Don't turn my light off. I need that on. Yeah, it's not as dark as it looks, but it's, you know, it's quite dark looking in this van. This light, I like this light. I could put the other lights on, but then it all flickers. And like I said, I'm feeling... Oh, look. He's hiding. Is the light hurting your eyes? Do you want to go to sleep? Yeah, you know, like I said, I'm ready. I don't want to mess with my melatonin, my natural melatonin production by putting on bright lights. So, I'm going to drink my tea, get a sleep, stop waffling. And yeah, tomorrow we're going to go meet for breakfast with Lee and Tracy. Grindle, I think, is the place we're going somewhere, Grindle. And then we are going to head our separate ways at sort of lunchtime and head home. I should be home by sort of 3 o'clock maybe tomorrow, traffic willing. And yeah, just I'm going to strip off all this bedding, I'm going to let things dry out, and then Monday I'm going to run the hoover over in here and have a bit of a tidy up, because it's been a bit of a wet and muddy weekend. And yeah, I'll get the dog coats and the robes washed. I have a feeling they might have weed on their robes. Felt a bit wet when I took their robes off, so I have a feeling maybe they might have weed on their robes when I sent them out for a wee earlier. Maybe the robes are not compatible for piddling, I don't know. Anywho, I'll see you lovely lot tomorrow when I get up.